Hey friends, it's Carmen. I'm one of the educators at CuriOdyssey, and today we are thinking about plants in our kitchen. We're right here in my kitchen lab, and today I was inspired by my daily nature watch, which was all about the spring changes that I was able to observe in the plants in my neighborhood, and I thought, why not look for some more plants right here in my own kitchen? I challenge you all to do the same. Take a look in your cupboards, take a look at your pantry. What plants can you find right here in your own home? Ready, set, go! How did it turn out? Were you successful? Here are just a few things that I found in my kitchen that were made out of plants. We've got oats, beans, quinoa, rice, some popcorn, edamame, pumpkin seeds, almonds, tomato sauce, and my personal favorite plant, tea. Some of the foods were more obvious than others. If you checked out the nutrition facts on the side, you could find out right below some of the ingredients in plants hiding in other foods. For example, this one has brown rice, sugar from a sugar cane, and I wonder actually, I don't know where molasses comes from, so I'm going to look that up and see if it does come from a different type of plant. Try to sort the different foods you found. Some of the items might be from the stem of a plant, but others might be from the root. What you'll need for our next activity are some seeds. Challenge yourself to find some seeds in the kitchen foods that you looked for in your scavenger hunt. You'll need these for the next activity. I hope you'll join me. Hey y'all, how's it going? It's Carmen from CuriOdyssey, and today it's a kitchen seed challenge. I wonder what types of seeds that come from the food we eat will be able to grow and sprout right here in our own home. Hopefully you did our last kitchen scavenger hunt with us and located some seeds and some other plant sources. Our first experiment is gonna see kitchen seeds. Will they grow? Let's get set up. Alright, let's get set up and get ready to try to sprout our seeds. I'm sure there are already a few things you know that every plant needs in order to grow. Let's take a look at those together just to make sure. Plants need water. Even plants that live in the desert and might not need so much, all plants need some source of water. So here's our water. Yes, plants do need a source of light. For my experiment, I'm going to use the natural sunlight that comes through the window, and I'm going to make sure that my plants are exposed to that sunlight during as many hours as possible throughout the day. Here's a question. What about soil? Do all plants need soil? Check out, here's my air plant right over here. That's not in any soil at all, but it is definitely attached to something. So we like to say that instead of all plants need soil, all plants need a substrate, something to grow in. In my case, I'm going to revisit our takeout napkins from the junk drawer, and I'm going to go ahead and moisten those with some of our water here to create a substrate for our experiment. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour a little bit of that so that it's not super soaking wet, but so that it's moist enough that the plants have a substrate to grow in. We'll just set that aside right over here. One thing that's going to be a little bit different than the plants that are outside in nature, and even the ones that you might be able to put into the ground, is that our seeds in our kitchen science experiment aren't going to be exposed to the nutrients from the air and from the soil and from the water that they would normally get outside. I wonder if this will affect our plants, but I also found some evidence that perhaps seeds already have some nutrients inside them to prepare for growth. I took a look at this pea protein powder that you can put into smoothies, and I noticed that it is packed with nutrients. So I wonder, since a pea is a seed and these are all the nutrients that are in that seed, that maybe the ones that we've chosen to try and experiment with here in our Grow a Seed Challenge, Kitchen Seed Challenge, that maybe they have enough nutrients already inside that seed to at least get started. We'll find out and see what happens. Okay, finally, we need some sort of container to put our kitchen seeds in so that they'll be able to receive sunlight or artificial light or whatever type of light source you're planning to use. In my case, I'd like them to be able to be exposed to natural light. I found two choices, and one of them I think is going to work a little better with the situation I have. One is you could just use a clear jar, maybe rinse out an old spaghetti sauce jar, or maybe you have some empty canning jars laying around. The second option would be to pack all of this up into a zipper bag. I rinsed this out from a package of cheese we finished last night, and since the particular light source I have, my window, doesn't have a large windowsill that would fit something like a jar, I think I'm going to go for the zipper bag and tape that up to the window so that way the seeds are exposed to light. So to get our bag set up, make sure that you have the clear part here. I'm going to try to aim all of the seeds right at the bottom so none of the writing is covering the light from the seeds. We're going to start by putting in our substrate, which is those moist paper towels that I was preparing in the back. Now, everyone knows that too much of a good thing won't necessarily be so great. Make sure that your substrate, if you're using a towel, if you're using paper products, something like that, a little cloth, make sure that when you pick it up, it's not dripping wet. That way we aren't going to risk drowning our seeds or making them moldy in the time of this experiment. You can go ahead and take those paper towels and place them into the bottom of the bag. I'm going to go ahead and get our seeds next. And here's my seed package. It's almost finished. I'm just going to go ahead and slide our last couple of seeds, our popcorn, right on in there and tuck it against our substrate, the paper towel. Some of you might know that in science it's also a really good idea to have some sort of control. Now, my test that I'm trying to do today is kitchen seeds, food seeds, will they grow? So I thought that an appropriate control for this would be to get some actual plant seeds that are meant to grow, not for eating, and also put them in this same bag to see if they also sprout in this condition. The ones that I've chosen are just some grass seeds. They're pretty tiny right over here. So I'm going to sprinkle a few of those grass seeds right over to the side so that way I will have a little bit of a control to know. If I don't see the grass seeds sprout and if none of the other seeds sprout, then I would kind of go back and ask if the conditions that I made in this bag were appropriate for a seed to sprout at all. Or maybe just try it again. Sometimes that's how science goes. So here we have it, our finished seed packet for our Will It Grow Kitchen Seed Challenge. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the window where it'll get some sunlight, and we will keep checking it as the day goes by. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll at least have some progress to report, and yeah, go ahead and see what happens to yours. Let us know, and happy experimenting. Good morning, friends. Here we are on plant check day 1 of the Kitchen Seed Challenge. Kitchen seeds for food, will it grow? And I was super excited because over here on the quinoa, we already have one sprout. It's a little bit hard to see because I just have that one. And I checked out the other seeds over here. Looks like I noticed some changes right here with this seed. Do you all see that? Right there with the outside on the seed coat, so that's a change. And I noticed the texture of the outside of this seed, the kidney bean, changed a little bit. Do you all notice? This is the one that looks more similar to when we put it in, and then this one right over here is a little bit of a change that I've seen overnight. So the seeds have been soaking now for about 16 hours or so since we set this up. So we'll just keep on monitoring, and make sure you check yours at home wherever they're sitting and let us know how they started to turn out. We'll check it with you later. Alright, good afternoon, window seeds. Alright, we're gonna do the afternoon check of our seed packet. This is the afternoon of day 1 seed check. Let's bring it over to the kitchen lab to get a closer look, because I think some changes since just this morning already happened. Let's go check it over and check it out. Alright, let's dive right in with an up-close tour. Here's this afternoon. So it looks like our quinoa, we have 1 sprout over here. We only had 1 this morning, and then we have 2 right over here. So we have 1 and 2 quinoas that sprouted of our kitchen seed challenge. It looks like over here, one of our beans, it kind of split apart. I see the outside seed coat that was right over here, and I'm gonna have to ask my teacher friend Miss Becky, but it looks like here the 2 cotyledons, the 2 sides of the seed actually split apart. So I'm not quite sure why that would happen, or if maybe the seed is dead and it's not gonna grow or something like that, but that's kind of curious. And then still same kind of wrinkly on all of the kidney beans, and really no change on our control, which was the grass seeds. Remember, I added in 1 non-edible seed in here just to see what would happen. So yeah, we'll hang this back up in the window and see what happens tomorrow. Checking on our kitchen seeds. This is the morning of day 2 of sitting in the windowsill. Let's take an up-close look. Alright, so I'm pretty excited because I noticed that right over here and here and down here we have about 4 different quinoa sprouts. I noticed that it's a colorful quinoa, and even the sprouts have a little bit of that pigment that matches the original grain. I checked out all of the other seeds here, and it mostly just looks like on the outside of the kidney beans that more of that seed coat, that outer layer, is starting to split open. And then I haven't noticed any other changes with any of these other seeds. If you're trying this at home, I encourage you to check them maybe 1 or 2 times a day, because, for example, these quinoa seeds really are changing quite fast. So good luck with your experiment, and we'll check on this again later. Good morning, it's day 3, and we're checking out our kitchen seeds that have been growing in the windowsill. Let's take a closer look. Alright, so still overall I'm only noticing that the quinoa seeds have sprouted. The others are kind of, if I press on them, they feel a little bit softer, but see if you can spot what's pretty fun right over here in our quinoa is that we do have 1, 2, 3 different colors and sprouts that look like they match the original grain. And then this one right over here, it even had 2 little leaves come up. So there's our day 3 in the morning check, and we'll go ahead and leave this for probably about 1 more day, and then maybe see and open it up to notice some more about what happened to our seeds.